Was Tony Hinchcliffe out of line? Would you even know about the landfill situation in Puerto Rico if the joke wasn't made? In the wake of the joke, social media erupted with differing opinions. Some defended Hinchcliffe's right to make jokes about anything, arguing that comedians should have the freedom to comment on societal issues without facing backlash. Others criticized him for insensitivity, particularly because of the long recovery process that Puerto Rico was undergoing post-hurricane. Tony Hinchcliffe on the backlash: these people have no sense of humor. Wild that a vice presidential candidate would take time out of his busy schedule to analyze a joke taken out of context to make it seem racist. I love Puerto Rico and vacation there. I made fun of everyone. Watch the whole set. I'm a comedian, Tim. Might be time to change your tampon. In general, the consensus in the comedy world often leans toward defending free speech and the idea that comedians should be allowed to experiment with dark or controversial topics. The Puerto Rico garbage joke, in particular, showed how humor that touches on real-world issues can lead to backlash. So what's going on in Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico is grappling with a pressing trash problem that's not just a visual blight, but a serious threat to its stunning landscapes, marine life, and the environment. The urgency of this crisis is underscored by its far-reaching impacts on health, tourism, and the economy. Let's delve into the reasons behind this crisis, its profound effects on Puerto Rico, and the ongoing efforts to restore the island to its former glory. The Puerto Rico trash problem has been growing for decades. With a population of around 3.2 million, the island generates about 3.7 million tons of waste yearly. Despite being small, the island's landfills are full and there's no proper recycling infrastructure. This trash crisis affects everything from health to the economy, so solutions are crucial for Puerto Rico's future. Why so much trash in Puerto Rico? Here are the main reasons. Limited landfill space. Puerto Rico's landfills have been full for years and many are already at capacity. No recycling programs. Recycling is scarce and only 10% of waste is recycled on the island. High consumption. Like everywhere else, Puerto Rico has a high consumption of goods, plastic, and single-use items. Tourism. Tourism brings millions of visitors to the island every year and more trash. Weak waste management infrastructure. Hurricanes and other natural disasters have weakened the waste infrastructure, making cleanup efforts harder. These two factors create a cycle of waste accumulation and put a lot of pressure on the environment and the people of Puerto Rico. How waste affects Puerto Rico's environment. Trash on the streets and beaches is just the surface. The waste problem affects the air, water and soil. Here's a quick rundown. Environmental impact description: water pollution. Waste contaminates local water sources, affecting drinking water and harming ecosystems. Soil contamination. Hazardous waste seeps into the ground, polluting soil and affecting agriculture. Air quality issues. Open burning of waste releases harmful chemicals, reducing air quality. Ecosystem disruption. Wildlife habitats are damaged by trash in natural areas and the ocean. Marine life. Effects on marine life and ecosystems. Since Puerto Rico is surrounded by water, its trash problem heavily impacts marine ecosystems. Waste, especially plastic, ends up in the ocean, where it poses a serious threat to sea life. Coral reef destruction. Trash covering coral reefs blocks sunlight and introduces toxins, harming these fragile ecosystems. Marine animal injuries. Animals mistake plastic for food or get entangled, leading to injuries or even death. Health risks from waste. Puerto Rico trash problem aren't just environmental, they can also impact human health. Here are a few of the main health risks associated with waste in Puerto Rico. Waterborne illnesses. Trash in water sources contaminates drinking water, causing illnesses. Respiratory issues. Burning waste releases harmful chemicals, affecting respiratory health. Many communities in Puerto Rico face direct health risks due to the improper disposal and management of waste. Economic impact of Puerto Rico's trash problem. The Puerto Rico trash problem also has a significant economic impact. Trash-filled beaches and polluted streets discourage tourism, one of Puerto Rico's largest economic sectors. Additionally, it raises costs for cleanup and reduces the value of properties in trash-affected areas. Real-time data example: Puerto Rico spends millions of dollars each year on waste management and cleanup efforts. An increase in tourism-driven waste after the COVID-19 pandemic has further raised these expenses, putting more pressure on local budgets. Efforts to manage waste. What's being done managing the Puerto Rico trash problem is a collective endeavor that involves government programs, community initiatives, and individual action. Here's a glimpse of the inspiring efforts, programs, and real examples of how Puerto Rico is taking proactive steps to address its waste crisis. Waste reduction programs. The Puerto Rican government and local organizations have launched several waste reduction initiatives to address the Puerto Rico trash problem. 3 Rupees program, Reduce, Reuse, Recycle. In San Juan, this program encourages residents to reduce waste, recycle, and reuse whenever possible. With workshops in schools and community centers, the program is working to increase recycling rates from the current 10% to 20% by 2030. Zero Waste Puerto Rico, an initiative led by local environmental groups like Basura Cero Puerto Rico. This program promotes sustainable lifestyles and zero waste practices. They offer free resources on composting, teach communities how to reduce single-use plastics, and partner with businesses to reduce waste. Several restaurants in San Juan like Café Coman and Bebe Café have joined the initiative by replacing plastic packaging with compostable ones. The initiative has seen significant success, with a 15% reduction in plastic waste in participating businesses and over 2,000 residents attending workshops annually. Example of impact: since its launch, Zero Waste Puerto Rico has reported a 15% reduction in plastic waste in participating businesses. Over 2,000 residents have attended workshops annually. Community cleanups. A growing movement. Community cleanups are a key part of Puerto Rico's fight against litter, especially on beaches and urban areas. Volunteers of all ages come together to clean their neighborhoods. Limpiemos nuestra isla, Let's Clean Our Island. This community-based program, initiated by local non-profit Scuba Dog Society, organizes monthly cleanups across the island. In 2023, over 5,000 volunteers removed approximately 45,000 pounds of trash from beaches, parks, and rivers. Popular cleanup sites are Isla Verde Beach in Carolina and Escambron Beach in San Juan, where plastic bottles, fishing gear, and other debris accumulates. Playas Limpias, Clean Beaches campaign, focused on tourist areas. This program encourages local businesses to sponsor cleanups. With the support of eco-friendly organizations, it has cleaned up areas like Condado Beach and Playa Flamenco in Culebra. This campaign also includes educational sessions to educate tourists on proper waste disposal, resulting in cleaner beaches and more waste in recycling bins. Example of impact: according to Playas Limpias reports, plastic waste at Condado Beach has decreased 18% since 2022. Over 200 businesses are supporting the campaign through funding and participation. Puerto Rican government policies to improve waste management in the island. The government of Puerto Rico has been working on policies to support sustainable waste practices and increase recycling. Landfill regulations. In 2022, the Environmental Quality Board, EQB, tightened up the rules for landfills. They require better waste segregation and penalize landfills that exceed capacity. The Toa Baja landfill, for example, has received funding to implement better waste sorting and on-site recycling facilities. Act 247 Recycling Promotion Law. To promote recycling, Act 247 requires all municipalities to have recycling programs and drop-off points for recyclable materials like glass, paper, and electronics. Bayamon and Ponce have set up collection centers, and recycling rates have increased 12% since 2021. Single-use plastics ban. To reduce plastic waste, Puerto Rico phased out single-use plastics in 2021. This includes plastic bags, straws, and utensils, so businesses have to switch to biodegradable options. Businesses are incentivized to transition, and there are tax breaks for those using compostable packaging. Example of impact: thanks to the single-use plastics ban, restaurants and stores in Old San Juan have seen a 25% reduction in plastic waste, over 150,000 plastic bags replaced with biodegradable or reusable ones. Results and outcomes of waste management efforts: it's starting to add up. Recycling increase. Since Act 247 was passed, island-wide recycling has gone from 8% to 10%. Still low, but a positive trend, and more recycling facilities are being planned for Arecibo and Caguas. Beach cleanliness. Thanks to programs like Limpiemos Nuestra Isla, beaches are cleaner. According to Scuba Dog Society's 2023 report, beaches that participate in the cleanups have 30% less trash than last year. This growing volunteer base shows a growing awareness of environmental issues and a shift towards sustainable practices among residents. These combined efforts are gradually reshaping Puerto Rico's approach to waste, leading the way toward a cleaner and more sustainable future. Although challenges remain, these initiatives show that effective waste management is possible with a collaborative approach among government, organizations, and individuals. Waste affects challenges in solving the trash problem. Several challenges make it difficult to resolve Puerto Rico's waste issues. Limited funding, budget constraints make it hard for the government to invest in large-scale waste solutions. Natural disasters, hurricanes and storms disrupt waste management infrastructure, setting back progress. Lack of awareness, some residents are unaware of the severity of the trash problem or how they can help. Inefficient waste systems, outdated waste systems make it hard to implement modern, sustainable practices. Overcoming these challenges will require collaboration among communities, government, and international partners. Future of waste management in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico's future waste management plans are looking to address the current challenges with new approaches and sustainable solutions. As the island is facing overflowing landfills and low recycling rates, the government, environmental groups and the community are pushing for a transformation to reduce waste and increase recycling. Increasing recycling rates and infrastructure. Current recycling rate, Puerto Rico's recycling rate is around 9–12% versus the US average of 32%. To achieve this, the government has set a target of 35% recycling rate by 2030. This will require a lot of investment in new recycling facilities and community engagement. Expansion of facilities. Plans are to increase the number of materials recovery facilities, MRFs, across the island. In 2022, Puerto Rico allocated almost $40 million to expand recycling infrastructure, with 2 new MRFs to be built in the San Juan metropolitan area by 2025. These facilities will increase local capacity to sort and process recyclable materials that are currently being exported off-island. Zero Waste Initiatives. Basura Cero Puerto Rico, Basura Cero, or Zero Waste Puerto Rico, is a growing movement to reduce waste generation. In 2023, Basura Cero reported that over 100,000 people participated in educational programs and several neighborhoods in San Juan reduced their waste by 25% in 1 year through community-led composting and recycling efforts. Looking ahead, with these strategies in place, Puerto Rico is on a path to significantly reduce waste, conserve resources, and protect the environment. If the island can achieve its targets, including the ambitious 35% recycling rate by 2030, it will serve as a model for other regions facing similar challenges. Transformative solutions, combined with policy enforcement and community action, indicate a promising future for waste management in Puerto Rico.